Yes, finally. Hey there, welcome everybody back to Astronomy Daily Live. It's 2 hours UTC. You can call me Cosmic, and well, welcome back. Been away for a couple of days, and it seems pretty long. It seems pretty long when this is done daily, and a couple of days are skipped. It's like, wow, it really seems like a long time. So, yeah, come on back in, everybody. Tom, nice to see you in the chat. There was an Andy there. I don't know if he's still hanging around or not, but anyway, yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Things are good here. This might be a little bit short of a live stream, just because I'm just worn out, just having I guess way too much fun and just uh, doing too much and just being like dragging at the end of the day here. And here it is, the end of the day. It's about 7:01 p.m. here in southern Arizona in the United States. We're 7 hours behind UTC. So UTC time is 2:01 on the 15th, but here where I am, it's 7:01 p.m. on the 14th. So yeah, that's one of the things that we have to deal with when we have a spherical planet. So yeah, it's just how it goes. We have to we just have to think a little bit more and make sure that we pay attention to where we are and what our situation is. Pretty cool. So this is just a fun, casual get-together of friends coming together pretty much every day and sitting around, sort of forgetting about everything else and thinking and talking astronomical stuff and spacey stuff and sciencey things. So sit back, grab your favorite consumable of choice. I've got the hydrogen hydroxide here. So yeah, there it goes. Cheers. Things are still pretty cloudy here too. We're sort of the monsoon season is starting to kick in a little bit. So it's sort of clear in the early mornings, and then around noon we start getting build up, and by now we're almost completely socked in. There's a little bit of sunrise or sunset light that I'm seeing. Very nice over there. But besides that, yeah, all is well. All is going good. Really haven't seen or heard anything really new in terms of astronomical stuff. You know, there's always things going on, always, and I guarantee it's just going to get worse when telescopes like the LSST, the Large Synoptic Survey Telescope, start rocking and rolling. They're talking about like 10 million events observed every single day, and it's a problem that at some point soon we're going to have to deal with. And I know that the organizations that are trying to operate the survey telescopes and all that, they are working on how to deal with this, but it's a pretty monumental task, and I almost don't envy those folks who have to try to solve that problem, handling all of that data. It's an enormous volume and an enormous task, and yeah, they're talking about petabytes petabytes and maybe even more, right? Thousands of petabytes, millions of petabytes. So it's pretty crazy. That the neat thing is that for sort of an armchair astronomer like myself, um, uh, all of that data is pretty much available either more or less instantly, or within a reasonable um, uh, time period. Oftentimes, principal investigators who have their own research interests and stuff, they'll collect some data, and they like to be able to hold on to that for a while, 6 months or a year, or um, 2 years, and I think that's I think that's entirely fair. They put in the efforts to conjure up a plan to make some kind of a measurement. Why shouldn't they have exclusive access to that kind of data for a while? At least I think it's a good idea. If they can pipe that out immediately, I suppose that's all the better. But I think just as long as we have access to it at some point, we are golden. And the really, really, really great thing is that for the most part, uh, we do. Different data archives sort of do things in different ways. The planetary data system, they come out with data releases for each spacecraft uh, on some kind of a schedule. Um, but systems like IRIS, it's one of the satellite telescopes that is looking at the moon, both with images and with spectroscopy. The IRIS, IRIS, I forget what the acronym is. Maybe somebody in the chat knows, but their data is pretty much available, within a few hours of getting it, and I think even faster than that are some of the other solar observatories, like SOHO and the SDO. Um, their stuff, it comes out almost instantly. Yeah, pretty amazing. This is a pretty amazing time, to be in astronomy and to be in science in general, because access to information and data is everywhere. Yeah, the interface region imaging spectrograph. That is probably, I gotta say that is probably um, my favorite spacecraft in terms of data. I When they launched, I think almost 10 years ago now, um, uh, they immediately started putting their data out right away, and that was great. It's absolutely great, and to this day, they continue that. Um, and their user, well, um, the way that you grab the data is pretty primitive, I guess, in terms of the look and the feel, but in terms of access and actually being able to understand a little bit of what the data is before you grab it. I think they've come up with a pretty good system. So yeah. All right. Well, cheers to online data. You you really don't need to uh, go out and get any new data anymore. Uh, there is so much available now that it's almost unless it's like really, really, really specialized. You're looking for one particular special thing that nobody has looked at this set of galaxies in this particular way, say, then having to get um, your own data, some new data. Okay, yeah, but for a lot of occasions, that data is probably already out there. So pretty neat, pretty neat. All right, well, cheers. Cheers to that. So just as a quick note, many of you probably have noticed that Bobby isn't on the panel anymore, and that's because he was removed. His last time he was on here, he really derailed the conversation, and the problem is that he really um, wasn't aware of the fact that he was doing that. And pretty much every live stream, he there would be some kind of a conversation going on, and he would just completely bring up a completely different topic. Now, if you're on the panel, when you're on the panel, you're going to have to cut in because this guy here is just going to keep going and going and going. So getting the interruptions, no problem at all. That's that is going to happen, and I have no problem with that at all. But if you're going to cut in, let's be a little relevant, just slightly, right? So he was pretty consistently derailing things, which I don't mind incredibly, but it sort of moves the topic off. So I removed him from the panel. He started calling names out, so he was completely removed from the channel and all of that. So yeah, Bobby and many others are great teachers. I learned so much from them, and this kind of experience I think is going to help make this channel better. Bobby, I think, is a great guy. I think he is really nice. I think he's really smart. He's just he is not quite aware of the fact that he's just completely destroying the conversation pretty much every single time. It was his choice to actually leave the channel. So I mean, once he starts name calling, it's like I don't want to associate with those kinds of folks. Name calling is extremely primitive and extremely small minded, and I just in this live stream, which is mine, right? This is my show. This is my porch. When it's time to go, you just go. So yeah, that's sort of the situation there. I do know that his presence here was sort of turning off lots of people. So, and I've been aware of that for a while, and I realized that I don't want to be all inclusive. I want to find you. Yeah, that's just how it goes, and I have definitely learned a lot, and I'm hoping that as a result of this, the live stream will be even better. And one of the outcomes of this, if you go over to my Discord server, I have pinned to the top of, I think it's the live stream chat channel, some panelist rules. You know, how you're going to get onto the panel is slightly different now, in that I think, you know, we definitely want you to get to know you a little bit before you jump onto the panel. I think having the panel is one of the ways that this live stream is going to continue to be really great and pretty unique. You know, to have that kind of conversation, sort of freestyle, right? I don't have any structure here at all. Um, um, you know, it's a very freestyle conversation. Like I said, you know, very casual. We're laid back here. Now, when it comes to astronomy, I do get pretty intense. I get pretty excited and all that, and I hope that that energy and that sort of rubs off a little bit, instead of, you know, turning you off and saying, you know, who is this mad this mad scientist just rambling about things. So okay, well, cool. So yeah, definitely take a look at those rules, I guess, if you want to call them rules. Maybe at some point we'll go over them, but I just encourage you to read them there. There's a link to my Discord server down in the description, right below here, and it's an invitation, right? So you do an invite, and then you join, and blah 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 blah, and then you're in, and you can see what those rules are. Just, you know, simple things. So okay, well, cool. Cheers. So, like I said, I think maybe this will be a little bit of a shorter live stream. Oh, did get a message from Ata yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before, that she was taking one of her students out, you know, to do some observing with a telescope that she had gotten him. I think that's, you know, the story. Haven't heard anything about that, and she's not here on the panel or in the chat. So maybe it's clear there again. You know, that is the right thing to do. You know, if it's clear where you are and you've got a scope and you want to go out, but that's the time of this live stream. It's like, forget the live stream, forget it. You know, watch it later if you want to, or just, you know, completely skip it, right? And just go on to the next thing. I don't know how useful or valuable these live streams are, sort of up, you know, when they're not live. I think, you know, the live aspect of this is another nice thing about this stream. And watching it later, yeah, I don't know if it's quite as interesting. I know that quite a bit of people do actually view this live stream later, excuse me, because it's just not a good time where they are. Okay, so she put a message up saying it was clear. So yeah, she's doing exactly the right thing and forgetting about this dumb live stream, and going out and taking a look at the sky. That's a much better way to spend your time. But if it's cloudy, or, you know, if you just don't want to do any observing, then you know, this, I suppose, you know, this is a pretty nice spot, you know, to hang out for a little while at least. So, all right. Well, what I thought that we could do today is actually go over to the Mars InSight sort of official website and we'll just take a look at a couple of pictures. We'll take a look at the weather over there, see what's happening with the mole, and see what's happening with the rest of the spacecraft. But before I forget, I've made an offer to the weekly Space Hangout crew and CosmoQuest, in that for the next, well, until August 13th now, the next 30 days or so. If you go over to my Teespring site, I've got some shirts there. Every purchase of a shirt, they will get the weekly space hangout and or CosmoQuest. I'm going to donate $7 of that total to them. So I've got those Mars InSight like ASCII schematics that we were looking at the other day. I've got those up on shirts. I've got some Astronomy Daily Live shirts up there. I've got a couple others. It's fun and relatively easy, to add new designs. If you're a patron, you actually get a percent off of that, depending on your tier or your level or whatever it's called. Consider being a patron of my research, which is a completely different thing than this live stream. This live stream is just fun, right? It's just for fun. The research aspect of it is because, being a professional astronomer, I feel the need to, measure things and try to analyze things and try to understand things, and write about it and publish it and get referenced, right? That is sort of the ultimate goal, is to, talk about all this neat work I'm doing, and then have others reference my work in their work. That's when you really, really make a difference in science. So, but that's a completely different thing. And if you'd like to support that, I'm pretty sure I've got a link to that too down in the description there. So yeah, that's some fun and interesting work. Working with some old data, working with some new data. It's actually looking pretty good. And the end goal there, of course, is to publish a paper. I'm still not exactly sure where or how I'm going to do that. But there are lots of options there. So yeah, I'm hoping to have that paper ready. I don't know, maybe September, October or so. It sort of depends on how things go. Could be sooner, could be later. It sort of depends now on how much data I actually have, and I'm being ambiguous a little bit, but yeah, I may not have enough, so I might have to collect more with this guy back here, which means I'm gonna have to wait for clear skies. The target has to be up. I'm actually observing Jupiter's moons. So, right now is a good time, and for the next few months, it's a good time. So, hopefully, I don't know if I'm going to have to collect any more data or not there. Really don't know yet. So, all right, well, cool. Enough about that, because the research is also very, very fun, but it's also work. W-O-R-K. It's one of those four-letter words that I've always been told to avoid the four-letter words. So some of them, though, I really, really like EASY. I like that one. That's actually one of my favorite ones. But WORK, yeah, I put that pretty low on my favorite list. So oh, good. Good, good, good. Yeah, excellent, Page Master. I think that's fantastic. All right, so let me make sure that InSight is up here. Yeah, it is. So let's just, as I said, this is probably going to be a little bit of a more brief live stream, but let's go over. You never know what exactly it's going to be like. So here's the main Mars InSight NASA site, and you can sort of see they've got a thing here, sort of a scrolling thing. This looks like a WordPress type of a format here, so that makes it easy, to update, and you don't have to really know HTML or anything in order to make a pretty decent site. I think WordPress has come up with some pretty nice, I don't know what they're called, formats um, uh, here. So yeah, works really well. So let's get the weather report from InSight. That is one of the things that is on this lander, is a weather station. And as you recall, we were looking at some of the data release data the other day, from the pressure and temperature sensors here. I think this little guy here is the pressure sensor. Oh, no, these two things are. Yeah, these two. See if I can zoom in here a little bit. So these two cones here, I think, are the pressure sensors, if I remember right. And maybe this is the temperature sensor. I don't remember exactly. But that's sort of the layout, what it's supposed to look like on the ground. And looks like July 12th was Sol 222. The high was negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit, and the low was negative 148 Fahrenheit. So, and they go back a few days. You can sort of see that the highs and the lows aren't really changing all that much. There's a little bit of a variation there, but not too much. It's only when you start to look at the sort of the hourly data here that you start seeing some pretty definite and pretty interesting patterns. You can see, wow, these things are just repeating themselves almost exactly. See that shape is just doing the same thing over and over and over again. So the temperature is varying, and trying to understand why and how the temperature varies is kind of neat. One of the interesting things that they're probably looking at is seeing how this changes. You see, like up here, the temperature isn't changing all that much, and then right around, what is it, maybe, I don't know, 16 or 17 hours or so, the temperature just drops. See, big change, big negative change. Right, drops really fast. Then it gets into nighttime, and it sort of slowly changes, and then right before sunrise, sort of the coldest, and then of course, with the sun out, warms up again. So I guess this is air temperature, though, right? It's not the temperature of the spacecraft. So pretty cool. Following a nice, diurnal pattern there. Looks like, at least right now, the pressure is sort of doing exactly the same. Right, just following a very, I mean, here's a bump, here's a bump. Even these small little bumps seem to all sort of be there. They seem to repeat each other over and over and over again. Here's the wind speed. So this is just over what, a few days. And again, you know, it's sort of looking more or less the same. There was a little increase in wind speed here, right, at sunset. See that? And here that didn't happen. Here it happened a little bit. So, you know, things are constantly different up there. See how this comes down, just sort of swoops down, and this does a weird thing there. So there are subtle differences, and you know, it's analyzing how these things change and looking at the differences that, you know, we really gain some insight into what's going on there. So pretty cool. They've got temperatures in both Fahrenheit and Celsius, and they've got wind speed in both miles per hour and meters per second. What's the wind speed here? So talking about a max of, well, here we can look here. So a max wind speed. Let's see, does that make This is the 20. So, oh, that's miles an hour. This is meters per second. Okay. It's like, how can that possibly be 34.8? Let's switch our units here. So you can sort of see that the max wind speed isn't really changing all that much. You know, there are some variations, moderately significant, I guess. That's what, 1.5 meters per second faster than the day before, and what, 1.9 slower than the day before. But see how they're all sort of the same. Minimums are about the same, averages are about the same. So at least over this time period, pretty stable across the board, but awfully chilly. Definitely want to, you know, wear at least a couple layers if you go out in that. Let's see if there's anything else here. I don't think so. No. So yeah, I think this is really, really neat, you know, to be able to see that, and you know, to watch the weather change over time. We need to, I'd like to get back into the data release and plot a little bit more of this, and you know, see how it changes over longer time scales, because I'm sure it does, right? Mars has seasons just like the Earth does. In fact, Mars's tilt is almost exactly the same as Earth. I think what the Earth is about 23 and a half, and I think Mars is something like, correct me if I'm wrong, something either like 23 or 25, something like that. So pretty cool. We make sure that there are the proper kinds of shenanigans. Yeah, 222 salts already. It's unbelievable. Yeah, really, really. Yeah. Well, and that's one of the interesting things. This spacecraft is getting really dirty, really, really fast. Why don't we take a look at the images? Raw images, so-called raw images. So newest to oldest. Don't exactly know. Well, let's just. I don't remember if they have any info on these or not, but let's take a look at these. Okay, yeah. Oh wow. Okay, so this was just taken. July 14th. Today's July 15th. So wow, this image has just come down in the last day. Oh, so there you go. They've pulled. This is the mole, the thing that they're trying to bang into the ground there. And let's see if I can. Oh, it's going the wrong way. Huh. Oh, I see. Yeah, this thing's trying to be a little smart. So okay, I'm just gonna have to leave it as is. I wonder if there's an alternate. Whoop, what are we doing here? I don't know if there's an alternate way to download these or not. Doesn't look like it. I don't know what this little orange thing is here. I'm clicking on it, nothing's happening. So download. Oh, we can okay. We can do that. I don't think I have anything incriminating on here. And if I do, well, too late. Thinking it's time. It's a PNG file. Here we go. Yeah, it's a little better. It's still low res, but yeah. So this thing here, and it really looks like a one of those car jacks. Um, anyway, this thing is supposed to pound. I guess this rod. I assume that this is the rod down into the ground, and you can even see it from here. There's something weird going on there. This thing is looks angled like crazy. So yeah, it's it's the kind of thing you don't know what to expect. you know, who's to know? So thing that you have to do is you have to try and see what happens. And they've gotten themselves in, a little stuck. I and somebody in the chat, if you want to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this rod is stuck. Right? They're not able to move it at all. They're not able to pull it out. They're not able to push it in. Um, so yeah, but they knew that they were stuck, so they had to move this thing off. So they actually took the arm. It's got that grapple thing, and it grabbed this thing and moved it over. So you can see, the prints in the ground. Look how far down those things have sunk. That's I mean, it's hard to get a sense of scale here. I'm not exactly sure, but that's pretty deep, and that's pretty fine dirt there too. But yeah, so they're a little stuck there. Hopefully, they'll be able, to figure out how to get out. I mean, you don't want these things to fail, and right now that's sort of a fail. Here's a nice view of the seismometer. Let's see here. Nice view of the seismometer there with its ribbon cable. Isn't that just awesome? Here's the little mole. Wow, look at that angle. Look at that. Is that crazy or what? That's wicked. Wow. Look at, I don't know if I've ever looked at the landing feet. Look at how much it's sunk in. Wow. That is seriously sunk in. I don't know if I've ever noticed that before. Wow. that is almost buried. See all the dirt and stuff on top of it? Wow. I don't know what that is. It's a little box of some sort there. Sensor of some sort, something like that. They've also got all this dust on this camera, which they haven't really had a good way of cleaning off. All right, let's keep going here a little bit. See what else they got. Here's more of the mole. Really not taking too many other pictures, just sort of the mole and of the seismometer, and that's about it. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let's see when was this one taken? Okay, so that's extremely recent as well. The one that we just looked at. Here's another one of the mole. Let's see. Probably doesn't look too different. No. Oh. Lots of little rocks and stuff. All this material, you know, because of the landing was just blasted. So that's why everything looks kind of weird like that. But yeah, I'm really amazed how deep that seems to be. Pretty amazing. Nice view of the arm, but you're sort of getting an idea here about how dusty everything is. Really dusty. The solar panels. Let's see if we can find a shot of the solar panels. Keep going here. Takes a couple of seconds for the old potato here to load the next set of images. I'd like to see the panels though, but they're very, very focused on the mole, trying to figure out how they're gonna deal with that. Let's see. Yeah, but Tom, is it stuck both ways, or just they're not able to pound it in anymore? Are they able to pull it out if they wanted to? I'm not sure. Small cylinder inside the metal cylinder. Okay, cool. Thanks, Page Master. Okay, not seeing any panels there. Wow, these are taking forever to load. Sorry about that. Not seeing any panels. Might be able to find some images elsewhere. And of course, you know, there are two cameras. There's the instrument deployment camera, which is the camera on the arm here, and then there's the instrument context camera, which is this one showing, which is on sort of the body of the lander. So I guess that makes sense that there aren't going to be any pictures of the panels, because they would probably, I don't know if they can take. Yeah, I think they're just really, really focused on the mole, and they're not too concerned about anything else. You know, they know how much power they're drawing from the panels, and I'm sure that they are noticing that it's getting less and less power because there's more and more dust. But they're very, very focused on the mole and trying to work that out. It almost, I mean, seems to me that you know, if they could pull it out, maybe they could try in a different place. But yeah, I don't know how that mechanism works. Maybe it's a one-way shot. I don't know. So let's see if we can. I thought that there were some pictures of the solar panels that I had seen. Mars Weather Service, latest news. Yeah, see, it's all about the mole featured. I thought that I'd seen a picture somewhere. Maybe it was on Twitter. Not exactly sure. Showing the. Okay, yeah. Here's. Well, this is from May. They're hoping that the wind blows the dust off. Yeah. So there's a pretty good view. So this is. Okay, there's a caption for the left and the right image, of course. It's so this is for the left image. This was taken on Sol 10. Okay, there's Sol 10, and here's what is this one? This is Sol between 106 and 133. So, quite a few days later, you got some pretty serious dust there. So there's the two. I can flip between them. So you can see here, everything was on the spacecraft still. The seismometer was there. Everything, was on the spacecraft still. And look how clean it looks. Wow. And then here's on about Sol 110-ish. So you can see it's really, now you have to take into account that probably, well, I'm looking at the solar angle. I'm looking at the shadows. Looks like they, you can actually look at the shadows on the ground here to see that the solar angle, is close. So, our eyes are being deceived a little bit by the difference in the solar angle, but it's very, very clear that there's a lot of dust. Look at the top of this tube thing. Yeah. Is this what you were talking about, Page Master? So this guy here is the air pressure sensor. This tube here. No? Oh, where is it? It's the only tube I sort of see. But what a deck! What an amazing science deck! Isn't that? Look at that! You got your got your ribbons strewn out all over the place, wires and screws, and all nicely wrapped up and looped and tied, and that's fantastic. This looks almost banged up. You see that? See this box here? It looks like it's actually got dents and things. How do you figure that? Let's look at the. So this is from Sol 10. Yeah, it's hard to tell. Almost looks like there's the same dents. Almost. It's hard to tell because this is so much cleaner. Let's see. Okay, so this is the UHF antenna. All right, the small cylinder inside the metal circle. Oh, okay. Let me look again here. So You're talking about this thing then, right? I think that's what he's talking about. I can understand that if that's the case. But yeah, quite a science deck there. Pretty cool. Oh, okay, let's so there's just a nice comparison between two. So, you know, that's a pretty substantial covering. That's wow, I don't know. That's got to be at least 25%, don't you think? Maybe even more. I don't know. So, you know, hopefully, you know, I, I think they're. I don't know if they're counting on it, but I would think that they are sort of hoping that, you know, a little bit of wind blows nice and strong and blows all that off, and they're going to know because they will all of a sudden be collecting more power, and of course, you know, the weather station will let them know that too. So cool. All right. If there were any more, I don't think that there were really any more images or anything. There's a lot of images. Let's let's go like halfway through, like page 25 here and see. Or see, I don't I don't know how much of this I've looked at on this live stream. I've looked at these a little bit offline. Looks just more like pictures of setting up the mole and all of that. Oh, all of a sudden they just vanished. What's going on there? Broken links. Doesn't want us to look at them, obviously. All right, well, cool. InSight is a pretty exciting mission, and it's really great to have a seismometer on Mars. I think that's absolutely great. This mole thing is really cool, but yeah, I mean, you know, you're pounding into the unknown. You just so, but you know, seismometer is really nice. Having a weather station up there is very cool too. So cool, excellent. Go to page 4. Page 4. Okay. All right. We'll do it. Page 4. I just didn't go far enough, huh? So page 4, row 5, column 5. Is that what you said? Row 5, column 5. Okay. They don't want to take it out because they might break it. Yeah. Okay, slowly loading here. Must be patient. I don't know if you all saw the article I posted over on the Discord server. Helmet Apt came out with a short little paper doing some analysis of astronomical papers and astronomers in general, and found that, you know, professional astronomers live 6 years longer than the average person. So I thought that was not that I necessarily cared, you know, if I, you know, live longer or not, but kind of interesting. Don't know. So I'm looking at column 5, row 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one, that's column 5, row 5, page 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one right there, is that the one? You want me to look at a little bit more? Okay. Yes. Yes. No. Take a big, nice gulp while Page Master is attempting to direct me. I think it's this one he wants us to look at. There's this, delay. Messed up on the counting. Oh, all right. Well, let's look at it anyway. I'm always game for looking at stuff on Mars. Come on. Okay. What is that thing? Kind of weird looking. Got a kitty screaming in the background here, so definitely probably have a sense that it's about time to get on out of here. Lots of nice rocks. Lots of nice Mars rocks. This is a low-res image. I don't know if they have anything better, but this is what they're doling out to us mortals on the other side of Mars. So, all right, well, cool. I think it's about time to get on out of here for today. So, it's great to be back. I don't like, I've gotten into this nice habit of doing this every day, and when I don't, I'm sort of like, I'm feeling a little weird now. So yeah, this is always a lot of fun. Always great to see everybody. More astronomy tomorrow. I don't. I'm not foreseeing. I don't think that there's anything going on, or I'm going to be away or anything. Not that I know of. That can change. Still working on the alternative once the Hangouts go away on August 1st. This live stream is probably going to go through some kind of a change, some kind of a transition. Might be down for a while. I don't know. I'm trying a couple of things now, and we'll see how those go over the next week or two or so. And I mean, if it has, if this live stream has to go down for a little while, so be it. It'll be back. So there is no reason to stop. This is way too much fun, and I think a few of you at least like it. So and I do too. So all right, everybody, I'm going to get out of here for now. So peace, cheers, and all that. Live long and prosper. I'll be back in almost exactly 23 hours. Just one little less than one little spin of this planet. So hold on to your hats. It's a fast ride. It's dizzying, but it's super smooth. So you hardly feel a thing. All right, everybody. Take care. I'll see you next time.